I am super safe. We are safe here. Nothing eventful going on. Hi, Mike. Hi, Carla Joe. Hi. Oh, so excited to see you. Hey, Audrey, Isidro. Okay, I've got some valuable information here for you. And I really hope that it supports you during this tumultuous time. How are you guys handling it? I want to know, like, how are you guys feeling? Are you doing things different than you did before? Like for me, nothing's changed, right? I've always worked at home. I even homeschooled my daughter for a couple of years. But I'm curious for you, what is really different? What has been a challenge for you? Let me know in the comments, because I want to take some of that so that I can create more content for you and be able to support you. My colleagues and I, other coaches, other leadership experts, we've been meeting on a regular basis since all of this has been going on, and really asking ourselves, how can we come together and really support our communities? Because these are the times that people need it the most. So let's jump into the topic. A strong mind and a faithful heart can overcome just about anything. So you guys know that I talk about mindset all the time. And here's what I want to say about what's going on right now. Your mind is a muscle, right? I say this all the time, and in these kind of moments, these are the moments that you actually strengthen a certain aspect of your mind, right? So you get to really focus on, okay, what am I strengthening right now? Am I strengthening fear? Right? Is that what I'm focusing on? Is that what I'm making stronger? Or am I weakening that fear because I'm strengthening my faith? I'm strengthening my resolve, my positivity, right? What are you strengthening and reinforcing in your mind right now during this historical time? So what I want to share with you, because the way that we react, the things that we focus on right now, the way that we show up in our families, for our communities, at work, these are the moments that really shape us, right? Like how we each individually and, in our collective family units and in our work units, those of us who have businesses, in our companies with our team, these are the times right now, the way that we react or don't react, and what we do and how we show up and how we lead, this will make or break how we get out of this, right? How we are on the other side, whether that's financially, whether that's spiritually, mentally. So these are always the times that separate the average from the high performer. Right? These are the times really that high performers are made of, because high performers really excel in times of stress, because we know how to focus. And I'm going to share 3 things with you that I do. We know how to focus, and we know where to put our mind, how to direct our mind, because we know that makes the biggest difference. So I'm going to share with you 3 ways that I strengthen my mind during these times. And any time where there's stress, right? Sudden death of loved ones. I counted the other day, because some of you may or may not know, but my aunt suddenly died last weekend. Actually, the weekend or 2 weekends ago now, that my daughter had her 10th birthday. And I counted at that time that was the 8th person in my very close family, including my mother, other aunts and uncles, that I had buried, right? Like that I have seen die. And so the way that I strengthen my mind right now is the same way that I've done it in those times of death, family members struggling with a debilitating addiction, becoming a mom overnight to my niece, like things that are challenging, right? What do we do during those times that really make us the person that we are? So, you know that I focus on achieving a strong body, and that I talk about this, and with my clients, in my High Performers Club, we're all about fitness this year and using physical fitness to help us strengthen our mind, right? But no matter what, even though I'm a professional athlete, fitness is my joy, the mind is much more important. The mind is the most important muscle that you have. Any top athlete will tell you this, right? It's the foundation for everything. So a strong mind and a faithful heart can overcome just about anything. So here's my three things. Here's how I exercise my mind and strengthen my mind in trying times. And you can do this. Start doing this right away. And as I'm sharing this with you, let me know, do you already do these things? Share with me what you're doing. Share with the community what you're doing. So number one is be grateful. I know you hear people say this all the time, but I'm talking about actively being grateful, right? When you wake up, start your day in gratitude. As soon as I wake up, that's the part of my prayer. The first part of my prayer is gratitude. It's not about asking for anything. Right? So starting your day out with gratitude, whether it's in prayer, whether it's in meditation, whether it's in journaling or talking out loud, right? Start your day with the things that you are grateful for, that you are blessed to have, and continue your day this way and end your day this way. Make it a walking mantra, right? Part of your day to day, hour to hour, minute to minute. Right? So often we are like in this, I need this, I want this, why is this happening to me type of mentality, instead of focusing on and really praising all the countless gifts and benefits that we already have, right? Family, friends, people who love us, a home, food, sunshine, a job, clients, customers, just life in general, right? When you go through your day like this, it almost becomes, it's like fun, right? You start to look for things to be grateful for. And then that's what has you realize how much there actually is to be grateful for. You know, every time I walk past my kitchen window and I see these evergreen trees, you know, I grew up on the East Coast and I was always attracted to mountains and trees. Always loved evergreen trees, right? I just thought, wouldn't it be great to just be surrounded by like Christmas trees all the time? And now I am. So not a day goes by or a moment goes by where I don't walk past my window, look out at the trees and just have that moment of gratitude. Right? So it's super contagious to be grateful. And listen, when you do these things in times that are trying, that's when you strengthen your muscle. You don't strengthen your mindset muscle when things are just easy and going your way, right? There's no resistance there, right? Think about when you lift weights in the gym. You don't build muscle lifting a pen, right? You build muscle lifting heavy weight, and then it's got to get heavier and heavier each time, right? It's the same thing. These are the times that we get stronger. We need times that are challenging, right? It's also humbling for us to know that we're not in control of everything. It's a reminder. And we don't have to be. But what we have to be in control of is how we react, how we respond, right? And that's what takes me into the next one, number two. But first, I want to say, being grateful is so contagious, right? I hear my daughter all the time shift her attitude in like a matter of seconds when she recognizes on her own that she's not being grateful, right? Or that she's complaining about something. I see her shift and I hear her shift. I hear her say it with her friends. I hear her say it with us, you know, in the house. And it's because it's being modeled to her. Right? So gratitude is contagious. Number two, put things in perspective. Let's be real. We live in very modern times. Most of you who are watching this live in the Western world. We have all kinds of conveniences that we can choose from thousands of things to watch on TV or on the internet. Right? So many right now, while this is going on, I hear people complaining about, you know, being stuck at home and all of that. And it's like, that's the way that most people in the modern world have been living anyway. You know, it's not like when most of us were growing up as kids, it would be a disaster, like the end of the world if you told us we had to stay in, right? But look at how life is now. The majority of people are in their house, glued to their TV or their internet, right? We shop from home. We order our things online. We order food online. It's a cushy life. It's a cushy life. So cushy, in fact, that when we're asked to make concessions and compromises and modifications, we go crazy. But if we can put things in perspective, are you with me here? When we can put things in perspective of how good we already have it, and we already have it so good, things just feel lighter, right? Things feel more joyful. And as a result, we can have more gratitude when we put things in perspective. You guys agree with me? I want to hear from you. Let me know that this is speaking to you high performers out there. Okay, and then finally, always look for the silver lining. Always look for the silver lining in anything. The upside, right? The lesson. So there's so many silver linings to this right now. I mean, you've got to find what it is for you individually. For me, I see the silver lining of spending more time with family. It also, one of the silver lining that I see for this is it wakes people up. I don't want to get into like the political stuff and all those other things, but you can see on news, like we're realizing how dependent we are on other countries for medicine, things like that. When things happen like this, it brings to the surface the things that need to be improved. And we need that in life. I mean, people go crazy over things not being perfect. And it's like, listen, that's not how life was designed. This isn't going to be the last tragedy or epidemic that we have in our country, right? And it's not going to be the last, challenge or thing that completely comes out of nowhere in your own personal life. Like, this is part of life. So you've got to look for the upside, the silver lining, the lesson. For me, I'm loving having my daughter home more, right? I used to love homeschooling. This is another chance for us to be closer, for me to really be involved in what she's learning even more so, right? It also has me ask myself, how else can I really support my community and my clients now in a way that perhaps I wasn't before? Right? So you've got to look for what is the lesson or the silver lining for you. And I would love for you to share some of that. Like, what is it? Drop it in the comments so that you can spread it. Let's be contagious with what positivity that we are experiencing. Let's pass it on to others, because sometimes there's things that we don't think of that other people have. So the point is, when we actively work on strengthening our mindset, we shift from being problem-oriented and problem-focused, right? Where our focus is on the problem only. We shift from that to becoming solution-oriented, right? Solution-focused, where we automatically seek a solution. Right? It's like, how quickly do you shift? It's okay that we go through trying times. It really is. It's necessity. So when it's happening, how long do you stay in like victim or fear? Like, it's okay to have those feelings too, but it's not okay to stay stuck in it, right? Not if you are a high performer, right? And if you're in this group because you are a high performer or you want to be, right? Like you care about, how you contribute in the world. You don't want to just get by. You want to contribute. You want to shine. You want to stand out. You want to lead, and so these are the things that you got to think about. This is how you lead in trying times, right? By being solution oriented. Right? This is how you lead in trying times, and this is how you become a source of inspiration and support for others, right? The people in your family, the people in your career, your business, your communities. When you shift your thinking so that you can lift your expectations, right? Like lift lift your mind to expect more out of this situation, to expect something positive, to expect a silver lining, to expect, a lesson, a gift, a little piece of gold, right? It has to start here with your expectations and how you look at it. So I want to hear from you. I want to pop in the comments and give and just see what you guys are all saying. Let's see here. Yeah, Audrey said she's stoked to grow her online business right now, her online community. It's a great opportunity. Listen, if you guys who are watching this now, let me just give you a piece of advice that I gave my entrepreneur clients yesterday, and it's so important right now. Don't just sit back and hide. This is the time to get out and speak directly into what's going on right now and share your unique take on it, right? People are looking for people to uplift, to lead them. You can't hide during this. Trust me, in the beginning, I was like, am I the only person not freaking out? Like, why, and I almost wanted to just ignore it. And then I said to myself, wait a minute, that's not the way to lead. Right? It's not the way to lead. So get out there, get out. If you work online, get out there, do Facebook Lives, email people, text people, find out what they need. Don't be afraid in trying times like this to be the person who puts themselves out there. Okay? So these are the times for all of us to come together. And if you have a brick and mortar business, listen, I'm praying for you. The online businesses are really going to thrive right now. Those who stand out, there. I've had brick and mortar businesses. The last one I had is a successful fitness center that is still in business. I sold it about 4 years ago. As soon as this happened, I immediately thought of the gym that I owned and of, who owns it now, and just immediately thought, wow, they're going to go as a brick and mortar through a whole other challenge, and they will find their silver lining. They will find where they get to shift and pivot in their business, and they will start to set up for things like these, right? So all things that happen in life is an opportunity for us to grow. So I want to hear what your thoughts and ideas are if you haven't shared anything yet. Yes, Catherine, I love that you wrote all three of the things here. Yes. Let's see. That's right. So Jill said people who may have wanted to hear from her before are more open now. Great. Stacy says, I've gotten to slow down. Right, that's her silver lining. That is the silver lining for some people, is that they do have to slow down. Last week or earlier this week, a couple days ago, I did a live on my business page, and I did share it in here. And I said, these next few weeks, if you're stuck at home and, things like that, they could be the most productive weeks for you that you've ever had. You can actually decide that, right? You can now decide to do things that you have been putting off. A lot of you who are following me have online businesses or have part-time, you work from home. These are the times to do the things you've been neglecting, right? It could also be the time that you start to really focus on fitness. Doesn't matter that the gyms are closed. There's things that you can do at home. Go out there and look for online classes. One of my former clients is on here right now, Stacy. She teaches Zumba online. So there's a ton of opportunity for you to take this time and decide that I'm going to make the most of this time. I'm going to capitalize on it, because believe me, it's going to be over in a couple of months and everything's going to be back to normal. And you're going to sit back and that was no big deal. And I really wish I would have used that time differently. Don't be one of those people to be in regret. Like, just take charge right now and decide how you're going to show up. Catherine said, you helped me shift super fast about the kids being home. Awesome, Catherine. I'm so glad. She's now enjoying them there. And she's been given a gift of more time with these 20 and 18-year-olds. That's great, Catherine. One of the tips I gave somebody on Instagram yesterday who now has 4 kids home with her, right? Is I gave her tips about the different ages of her kids, how to incorporate them in teaching the younger kids, right? Giving them different jobs. If you have specific questions because your kids are home, homeschooling is one of the areas that I really enjoyed, and really figured out some things that worked really well because we were actually on the road most of the time, traveling in and out of the country. So if you have specific questions about that, put them here. Let's see, anything else that I get to speak into? Yeah, trainers are still seeing one-on-one. Yep, so that even works, unless you're doing a group class, it probably isn't canceled. Um, Jill says, even though her brick and mortar is slower, we're selling products and I have more time to work online. Great time for you to focus on the online aspect, Jill. And also, you guys, get creative. Get creative. People, oh, there's a fly crawling behind me. um, People are ordering online, right? So if you've got product, if you're somebody who has product, think about how you can package it and make it exciting and do something different with it and offer an online training, right? Like these are the times, especially if you're an entrepreneur, entrepreneurship is born out of creativity. So this is where you get to tap in and be creative with what you have to offer. Okay, guys, I hope that this supported you. If it did, please let me know and share whatever comes up with for you this week, whether it's a blessing or a challenge. Post it here in the group. Let's make this group the go-to place for us to connect and support one another. Love you guys. Have an incredible rest of the week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.